It is Monday, April 29th, 2024. Welcome to Veda! Check it out! Of course, I'm gonna basically let those dry by air. Hey, I did something! One thing I do from time to time, I don't know if it's a special interest or a hyperfixation or just a geek thing, is that I will search out videos commenting on some kind of controversial issue that the general public hasn't heard of. In the past, it's been the Change the Channel controversy, or the autistic disinformation film Music, and currently it's the Watcher controversy. Watcher is a popular YouTube channel that I may have heard of tangentially, or at least some of their shows, and I'm not disparaging their popularity. I'm merely establishing my general lack of knowledge on the subject. Anyway, they recently announced that they will no longer be posting videos on YouTube, except for the occasional trailer or preview, and instead they will be moving to their own exclusive subscription, which means you have to pay the money only, streaming platform. And then a few days later, they said, okay, we messed up, sorry, we're just going to use that subscription platform to premiere videos a month before we put them on YouTube. Now, Jamie French did a hilarious summary. Observe did a more detailed, more serious summary. And Man Carrying Thing did a hilarious parody. They're all linked in the description. Really, though, what I wanted to cover are really two things which I, at least so far, haven't heard anybody discuss. One is that in their initial video, they do not mention whether or not their old videos will remain on YouTube, causing some people to think that they would be removed. And in the apology, they said they wouldn't be removed. So the question is, why didn't they mention that? Well, I can think of three likely reasons. The first and most likely is simply that it didn't occur to them. The second is that seeing as how the main point of the video was, we can't afford to keep making videos unless you give us money, they didn't want to dilute that by pointing out that you can still get stuff from them for free. And that may also be why they didn't mention their Patreon. Yeah, they have a Patreon. They sure wouldn't want to mention that people are already giving them money. Third is, it's unlikely, but it bears mentioning in order to pad out this video at the very least, and that is that they were actually considering removing all of the old videos from YouTube and putting them on their exclusive subscription-only streaming platform, but they didn't want to mention that just yet. Oh, actually, I was just listening again, and they did mention that once May 31st comes around, their platform will be the only place to access full seasons and new episodes. And full seasons, that kind of implies that the full seasons that are on YouTube will be moving exclusively to the streaming platform. Now, I think full seasons means they will debut the first episode of each season on YouTube, which they said they would do, but if you want to access the rest of the season, then you have to subscribe. But the way they phrased it, saying full seasons, implies that they would be taking their full seasons from the past off of YouTube and moving it to the streaming platform. Even if that's not what they meant, it could be interpreted that way. The other thing is, well, several people have pointed out that they might not need as big of a crew as they claim to need, especially for something like a ghost hunting show. And I'm wondering if maybe this is like The Room. Not the movie itself, but behind the scenes. Tommy Wiseau, despite owning a lot of property where they could have shot the film, insisted on making sets, including, of course, the rooftop set, which was a rather blatantly a green screen set, because professional movies use sets. They don't shoot in existing places. They use sets. So that's a professional movie, huh? So, how long before I lose interest? Well, it varies. I think, though, once things start getting repetitive and harder to find, and the well starts running, if not dry, then at least shallow. For example, in the case of Change the Channel, one of the controversies, or alleged controversies, was that for one of the Channel Awesome movies, they wanted to hang somebody upside down from a wall using duct tape, despite the person having health issues, which would be detrimental to being hung upside down. And ultimately, they decided not to do it, not because of the health issues, but because they couldn't figure out a way to secure the person to the wall. And maybe also because they couldn't get enough duct tape. One commentary video said, they actually hung someone upside down from a wall even though they had health issues. Like, no, they only considered doing it. And the reason they decided against it was not because of the person's health, but due to logistics issues, which are also bad, but not only aren't they as bad, they're the truth, and what you stated wasn't the truth. And in the case of music, I started to run out of negative reviews and accidentally found some positive ones. Like one was from an autism mom. And for those who don't know, it's not a mother with autism. That's a mother of an autistic child. And, well, family vlogs are often controversial. You fill in the blanks. And another one was from a channel which I think had extreme autism in its name, and that should be a clue right there. Autistic people tend not to use expressions like extreme autism. And not only did the woman like the film, she couldn't understand why people were being so negative towards this charming, harmless movie. Well, okay, charm is relative, but harmless? The movie promotes prone restraint. So we'll see how long the Watcher controversy holds my interest. Hey, I managed to work autism into this video again, if only slightly. One more day, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's just an abstract design or a logo, and if it is a logo, whether it's supposed to spell something out or symbolize something, or if it's, again, just an abstract design. I don't know. Seems to date back to the 60s, maybe 70s, though. I don't know.